Alt season 2025, the big one. Anybody that has been in crypto within the last couple of years, you have got no idea what alt season is. You have got no idea what parabolic is. You think that the end of 2024 was big. Wait until you see what a parabolic run when Bitcoin dominance drops, the dollar drops, people have confidence, liquidity gets pushed into the market, quantitative easing comes into play, stimulus goes into the economy. Guys, that is money printing, that is free money going into the economy. It is the business cycle. We've been watching this for the last few years, guys. We've been waiting, we've been trying to identify when alt season's coming. And I've got a few metrics, guys, to confirm when alt season's here. A couple of those are being hit. Wait patiently, guys, for the big one. I'm going to show you, we're going to go through the steps now. We're going to identify together when my measurement of alt season is going to be, how you can take the parabolic gains and make sure that you've got an exit strategy along the way. Alt season 2025. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to try and prove to the people that have been putting so much hate in the comments. I've been called retarded. I've been called all sorts in the comments, guys, because of my measurement of alt season. Hasn't changed in the last few years, guys. I've stuck to my conviction. Now we're starting to get some bullish sentiment. Now I'm starting to get some measurements that we're getting the start of alt season. Isn't confirmed yet, guys, but my measurement of alt season is clear as day, and it has been clear as day for the last few years. So we're going to go through that, guys, and you can either agree at the end of the comments whether you agree that this is wrong, whether it's right, whether I've got conviction, and whether you understand this a little bit more clearly, because I'm a macro guy, and that means that I need to understand where the flow of capital is at any given time, whether in quantitative easing, whether in quantitative tightening, whether there's flow of capital going into the economy, whether it's being sucked out of the economy, interest rates high, interest rates low. It all matters, guys, and that tells us exactly where we are on the risk curve. When we were getting this negative sentiment on Bitcoin here, guys, everybody in the comments, that's when they were giving me hate. However, we'd said one thing. And I'm going to go through my measurements of alt season. You can either agree or you can disagree, guys, but I'm sticking by it. And this is going to be my measurement going forward. And this is what I'm going to tell my community going forward. It is all right to protect yourself, guys. You must protect yourself. You must have an exit strategy. When these things pump, they pump hard. And they're so hard to get into when they start running. So opportunities as far as alt season is concerned. Are we at the start of alt season? I'm going to show you some metrics that's going to give me an indication that things are looking positive. First things first, Bitcoin trading 103,506. The significance of Bitcoin breaking through 100,000 and closing 100,000, guys, that is positive. We haven't tested new all-time highs, but there's little resistance other than the all-time high. So once we break and close above that, you're going to really see a shift between risk. On risk, off risk, guys. That's the risk curve that we're talking about. We are waiting for quantitative easing. Trump's sorting out the tariffs. He's sorting out deals left, right, and center. That's creating positive news. Jerome Powell said once the tariffs are sorted, then he will bring in QE. Once he brings in QE, that's the flow of money. Guys, the flow of money has been going into the economy, and you can tell by M2 money supply, not just US, guys, China, Europe, UK. Flow of money has been going into the economy, and we're waiting for the big one. We're waiting for Jerome Powell to bring the interest rates down, start quantitative easing, and then start running parabolic. That's what we're waiting for, guys, parabolic. So the first thing we're going to look at is my measurement for alt season, my measurement for the crypto cycle itself. Go back here, guys, all the way to 2015. That was the bottom of the previous cycle. And then I measure this cycle all the way to 2017 to its peak. That was 152 weeks. Then we had the bear market, guys, the pullback. Bitcoin goes in the bear market for about 12 months, 52 weeks. So 52 weeks in a bear market. And then guess what, guys? There is the bear market low to the bull market high, 152 weeks. So you can start to see a pattern here, guys. 152, 52, you got 152, and then never guess what? The bear market of 2022, 52 weeks. So what I did, guys, is I projected 152 weeks going forward to get an end date of the market cycle. Is it going to be that date? Probably not, guys, but it gives me an estimation of how long we've got to run. That date is the 13th of October, 2025. And from where price action is now, we have got to that date 23 weeks. So remember that, guys, 23 weeks. We're going to talk about how long an alt season lasts. To do that, we look at the next thing, and this is my next metric. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Now, let's go back in history and look what happened in this pattern. You've got 2017, Bitcoin dominance was all the way up here at 95%. Why was that, guys? That was because stable coins didn't exist. That's because very few cryptocurrencies existed. Bitcoin was pretty much the whole of the market cap. Then you had 2017 alt season and a big drop in dominance, guys. What you need to remember is when you get this big drop in dominance, Bitcoin's actually going up. Altcoins are going up so much harder. And that's why you get the drop in dominance until you hit a level. You hit a level down here, guys. So once you do that, we can go to the next alt season, which was 2021 alt season. You can see we hit the top of this channel here. So we hit the top of this channel here, and then we had our alt season. Now, this alt season lasted for 20 weeks, 20 bars. This alt season lasted for 23 weeks. So how long will this alt season last? We don't know, guys, but we've got a measurement that we've got 24 weeks left until the estimation, if it goes by previous data, of the end of the cycle, the rough end date of the cycle. So we have got wiggle room, we have got time, we are starting to see sentiment, things are starting to look positive, and the stars are aligning, guys. So my actual real metric of alt season, this is it. This is the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin, excluding Ethereum. Why is this my confirmation? That was the previous all-time high, guys, 2021. So this is the total crypto market cap. Is the total crypto market cap going to exceed the previous total crypto market cap? When you've got transactional value increasing, you've got network adoption, you've got reserve currencies as far as Bitcoin's concerned, you've got DeFi going on things like Cardano, Ethereum, you've got the big institutions buying up these layer ones. So do you think that there's not going to be as many people buying into crypto than there was at the peak of 2021? Once we get a break, once we get a close, that's showing that the crypto market outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum has completely exceeded the previous cycle, and then we're on our way, and that is my measurement of alt season. We've got a lot of room to get there, guys, from where price action is now, 26%. So it has got to rally up to alt season. So you're going to get green bubbles, you're going to get green candles, you're going to get green everything all the way to alt season. People are going to be saying it's alt season. That is my measurement, guys, and I'm sticking by it. So as far as the macro is concerned, guys, we talk about the strength of the dollar. Dollar has dropped a key significant level. The dollar is rejecting at least this key significant level. This is the DXY, the dollar trading against the fiat currencies collectively. That is the Canadian dollar, that is the Japanese yen, that is the euro, that is the UK pound, and another bag of currencies, guys. So when you've got a weak DXY, that shows that things are going from off risk. What do you mean by off risk, guys? People go into the dollar in times of off risk. When the dollar's weak, that's showing that people are coming out of the dollar and going into on risk. Why do they go into on risk? Because you get more gains on risk. So a weak dollar, guys, there's lots of things I'm not going to talk about from a macro perspective, why it's good to have a weak dollar. Even the US want a weak dollar, guys, because it is cheaper for people to buy things with the dollar against their currencies, guys. So if their currency is getting stronger against the dollar, then if they're buying things from America, and that's the aim of the game, guys, for America to start exporting more goods, that means that their currency can buy more stuff against the dollar because the dollar's weaker against their currency. And that's why. So the next thing is the USDT dominance, guys. You can see the USDT dominance actually come back up all the way to the 786 retracement when the DXY only managed to come up to the 618. So the USDT dominance actually front run, and then it was lagging against the DXY. But we're now starting to see weakness. Once we start seeing a drop here, guys, that's signaling that the market cap of cryptocurrency outside of stablecoins is going to start increasing. People are spending their USD, people are buying altcoins, and then the market cap of altcoins is going up. So it brings the market cap of the USDT dominance down. So we want to see this drop. We want to see this drop as well as we want to see this drop. And that's going to be a good signal. Next thing, it's going to be ETH season, Bitcoin season. We can go back and you can see what happens in Ethereum season. This is Ethereum trading as Bitcoin. When Bitcoin or when this chart's coming down, that's Bitcoin season. That means that Ethereum is bleeding hard against Bitcoin. When Ethereum starts to outperform within the Ethereum season, guys, you get your alt season. Then you get the long Bitcoin season. So we've got signals here, guys, and we're on the weekly chart. I'm just going to jump into the daily. We've got signals that we just broken this descending channel and said once we've broken this descending channel, look how this has played out. Expect us to hold this as support, expect a volatile break, and expect Ethereum to start leading the way. You can look at the Ethereum chart against the dollar pair, guys, and you look how strong it's getting. You look at it against its Bitcoin pair, you look how strong it's getting. Ethereum needs to lead the pack. It's the second biggest within the crypto market. Next thing we looked at was the risk curve as far as crypto fear and greed is concerned. This was where I was getting the negative comments down here, guys. that is the third, and that is the fourth, guys. So what was happening on the third? What was happening on the fourth? Here. Extreme fear, extreme fear. What did I say, guys? Said we've got a bullish divergence here. We put a higher low, we put a lower low in on the chart, expect a reversal. We've gotten a reversal. We were in extreme fear. Every time you're in extreme fear, every single time, guys. This box here represents when we were in extreme fear. Look at this, every single time. So flip your mindset, guys. When the market is greedy, you need to be fearful. When the market is fearful, you need to be greedy. It's simple as that, but it is more difficult than you think when you're actually in the trades. Next thing that we're looking at, guys, is this. This is what created the panic. This is what created the capitulation. This is the volatility of the S&P. And we got negative sentiment. We got extreme fear, and we got this huge spike in the VIX, which is completely calming down now. So as far as the S&P is concerned, this is what happened, guys. We've got this big drop on the S&P. We're starting to recover, and we've got a resistance point here at 5,783. Once we break that, then you can start testing this previous high and then putting in new highs, which is going to show another positive sentiment. So, guys, that was my metric. Aim of the game is for total 3 to break its previous all-time high from 2021. Aim of the game for dominance to pull down further than this. You can see we've got a nice 3-bar reversal here on the dominance. This candle to the upside, an indecision candle, then this is a 3-bar reversal. Takes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 7 days of bullish price action taken out in one day. And then guess what? Followed by another lower low, lower close. So we've hit a support base here now. This support base is sitting at 63 cents. Once we drop that, expect to come all the way back down to this trend line. Whilst that happens, guys, that's signaling the altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. So we want a dominance drop. Remember, we want a dominance drop, same as what we had in 2021, same as what we had in 2017. When that happens, guys, that's when you'll see the parabolic run within altcoins. Right, okay, if you did find this useful, guys, let me know in the comments. Do you agree with my metric of Altseason? Do you agree with other people's metric of Altseason? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.